All right, week 6, math 8. We're going to do quizzes 1 and 2 in data and modeling. And then we're done. Super important. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, let's continue. So we're going to start this quiz. Quiz 1. 17 to 22 minutes. Okay, buckle up. Cindy wants to predict how much energy she will use to heat her home based on how cold it is outside. The table below shows the mean amount of gas per day in cubic meters that Cindy used each month and the average temperature that month in degrees Celsius for one heating season. All of the scatter plots below display the data correctly, but which one of them displays it best? A lot of information, but actually it's not that hard. So the first thing is we want the data to be spread out. So it can't be A or B because that's like, doesn't give you a zoomed in picture of the shape. The second thing is we want to make sure that the independent is on the x-axis and the dependent value is on the y-axis, or in this case, it's called the explanatory variable and the response variable. The explanatory is the independent. So the top one is going to be the explanatory variable. The bottom one will be the response variable. So we want that temperature on the x-axis. So graph D is the one we want. Okay, now here in this one, we got to plot the data. So it gives us some good information, but at the end of the day, look at the right, left. So right is 29, left is 6. So we go over 29 and then up to 6. And it's like that. So just graph them all and you'll get it. Okay. This is a good one. So let's talk about the relationships that you can see in the data. It could be positive. It could be negative. It could be linear or nonlinear. And I'll put the no association over here. So no association, positive, positive, negative, nonlinear. Oh, and it could be weak, negative, and it can also be weak, positive, and this, I'm gonna make this one strong. Strong negative, and this one would be strong positive. Oh my gosh, it's getting so messy. Just all the associations are coming back to me as I think about it here. All right, so now let's put our example. So no association is all over the map. A hot mess. Weak positive means in general it's going up, but the points are spread out. Strong positive, something like that. Strong negative. Doesn't have to be exactly in a line, but you can tell it's very negative. Weak negative would be like, in general, it's going down. And nonlinear, sometimes there's a pattern, but it's not linear. So what do you think this one would be an example of? Well, the points are pretty clumped together. They are going up. So I'm going to say positive. Okay. The graph shows study time score. So the more study time, the higher the scores. So students who studied more tended to score higher. and plot the data. You can plot the data. That's quiz 1. Whoops. Now let's go back and do quiz 2. And then that's it. Then it's time for 8th grade. Two-way tables. So we'll not be doing two-way tables today, but they are in this curriculum. The scatter plot and regression line below shows the relationship between the percentage of adults who smoke in years since 1945. The fitted line has a y-intercept of 41. What is the best interpretation of the y-intercept? Okay, so you're going to learn about graphing lines in slope-intercept form in 8th grade. And that's y equals mx plus b. That's the formula. It's called slope. Oh my gosh, look at that. Slope-intercept form. And b is the y-intercept. It's the starting value. And m is the slope. Okay, and that is the rate of change. So let's see what we can figure out. So hopefully you have a lot of red questions for this one, and we have a lot of fun conversations in our Zoom call. So if the y-intercept is 41, then that means that this is percentage, the percentage of adults who smoke. So 41% of adults smoked at the beginning of the model. All right, so you see the data here. Which line best fits the data? Well, this data is going this way and then that way. So the purple line fits the top of the data, but the yellow line fits the bottom, but no line fits the data well. That data is not, okay. Now this one right here, this one might be tough for you, but let's see, let's look at our choices. So that y-intercept is going to be where the line crosses the y-axis. So we can see if we extend the line out, it would not cross in the first quadrant. It would cross below 0. So that one could work, but that one could not work because it has a positive y-intercept. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the slope. Okay, so positive, remember that association, that also means positive slope. And so question is this slope 2.5 or 0.5? Well, as we go over 1, how far up do we go? About 2. So if we go over 1 up 2, then the slope is not going to be 0.5 because that change would be over 1 up 0.5. So it's going to be A. Based on the equation, you can substitute now into that equation. So we can do 2.5 times 1.1 minus 0.5. And we can get, oh good, 2.5 times 1.1 minus 0.5, we get 2.25. So that means the price of the chips, estimate the rating of the chips, 2.25. Okay, so that one could be tough, but we can talk more about it. Hey, but this one, you see that orange line there, B, really fits the data, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, another one of these. Now look, this is a good one. We can see the y-intercept is 5. So it's not going to be A. It could be B or C. And we can see the line is going up. And it's fun to read the scenario. So the line is going up. It's not going to be C because that's negative. So it's B. And now, again, we substitute. substitute into the equation. So 1.5 times 2.5 plus 5. 1.5 times 2.5 plus 5, 8.75 is happiness score. Make sure you read these scenarios, unlike me, because they are good ways that we can use math in real life. But I was just going through the mechanics. Sorry. Hey, we're done. And so now you will see this again in 8th grade and have a great year. Bye.